We're at the Revelree Music Festival here in Sarnia, Ontario. Bedouin Soundclash is about to go on the stage in a couple hours, and I'm sitting with Jay Malinowski, frontman and founder of the band. Jay, how's it going?
I'm really good, man. How are you?
Doing excellent. So we were just saying before we started here, you're a little busy these days.
Yes, I have a solo record coming out. We're doing festival season with Bedouin. We just got back from Eastern Europe a couple weeks ago. And so Bedouin we're sort of closing down shop for a sec, and then I'll put a solo record, starting to ramp that up at the end of August. So.
Right. So I saw you, last time we chatted over the phone, you were mentioning that was kind of coming up, but you've kind of teased it a little bit more online and stuff. It looks like it's ready to go. But so what's the timeline? When can people expect? I know people can expect to see you live with it, right?
So timeline, first kind of soft little release I'll put out will be end of August, beginning of September, and then we got singles that will be coming out, and the release single out in October, and then probably one in January, and then the album will come out mid-February.
Okay.
February.
Right.
Yeah.
So have you done that before? Because you're playing a lot of solo shows and by playing the new material. Have you done that? Is that typical how you do it?
No.
You play the shows before the album's out?
Well, here's the deal though. Last time I put a solo record out was, I don't even want to call it a solo record because it's another project as Bedouin Soundclash is. I put it out in 2010. Let's say the Martel record was 2014. People still put out physical albums,
right.
So you're right. You didn't do anything till the album came out, or you did the tour as the album was coming out, right? But we live in very different times. So this is the first time I'm doing it this way, but
adapt and grow and change along the way, right?
Yeah. One of the cool things too about the immediacy of now is that I noticed. We haven't really done it as much with Bedouin, but when you do release something and it goes out immediately, and people at the shows can actually respond in real time to something that's you've just put out, which is so different from when we started. Where it would be a year delay between when you were finishing it and when they finally came out.
Right. Exactly. I was going to ask you this, and I want to tell you a story actually. So the last time we chatted, and it's talking about back to the beginning. So you guys started at Queen's University, right? So the day that we talked, my daughter found out that she was accepted to Queen's University.
Congratulations.
And on a whim, that exact day, she went with her mom for a trip to Kingston and saw the campus. The next morning, she accepted her letter from Queen's and is going to Queen's University. So I thought that was kind of a cool moment because we were talking and I remember we were talking too about 12:59 Lullaby, and I was telling you the story that I used to kind of rock her to sleep with that, and then I remember seeing you at a show and you were like, not like anybody would ever do that with this song. It was a funny conversation. So I was like, it was kind of a full circle moment that I wanted to share that with you.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, congratulations first to your daughter.
Thank you.
And it's a great place. Kingston's such a great place.
I was going to ask you if you have any advice for her. It's been a couple years, I guess, since you've been there.
I just played a show in Kingston, an acoustic show. And it's still the same. That's kind of the nice thing about Kingston, and I don't know if it's just college culture, but even though what the kids wear looks literally the same. Yeah. They're all wearing sweatpants and it seemed like Ugg boots. It looked
any mod robes? You see any mod robes in the crowd?
Yeah, just like that. I mean, obviously there's variations. Yeah. Well, not anymore because when we went was the early 2000s. So I mean, the fashion now is shockingly similar. Yeah. But just they're all doing the same thing. It's a great place to be because for us as a band, it was a little incubator we could play 5 shows a week in Kingston to students because everyone wanted to go out. Mm-hmm. So it was you play it was we could do a show on Thursday to 200, 300 kids, and then Friday we'd play another bar and there'd be the same amount, and we'd do Saturday the same amount because it might have even been the same people. Right. They're just always going out. Mm-hmm. So you couldn't do that anywhere else.
Right. You kind of touched on it, and do you think it's the university and the college scene? But talk about overall the music scene in Kingston. Do you think that's the reason why it's so vibrant? Because I was thinking about it. I don't know if anyone's ever said this. I'm sure they have, but it's almost like Canada's little Seattle almost, right? Because it's not Toronto, it's not Montreal, it's not Vancouver. It's a city, but it's produced some amazing Canadian bands, right?
Yeah. And so there's like the difference between towns and gowns with that city, right? So I think, well, first of all, it's geographically perfectly located, right? So we could either, within Southern Ontario and Quebec, you have access to like both places, right? And if you're in college, you have access to kids who are from all over Canada that are coming to be there and are like trapped, but they're like in this little place. And there's not much else to do, so you have a lot of attention that's put on that city with those kids, which, to have a really bad way of looking at it, is like the key demo for like breaking bands. So like when those kids go back home across the country, they've got like this one band, they've like, whether it's the Trash of the Hip or the Glorious Sons or Moist, or I'm trying to think of all the other bands.
Oh yeah, we were just talking to a band last night, Luscious. We hadn't heard them until they came here, but they're a Kingston band that's grinding it out. So like, here's the thing: I'm from Vancouver, and one of the big challenges of being a band in Vancouver is you have the mountains. So the Rocky Mountains cut you off from everything, and just to get to Calgary is like a 10-hour drive. And it's just if you're from Southern Ontario, to go even further than just Kingston. If you're from Southern Ontario, in Canada, you have a way better shot at your band being nationally known than if you're from another place. In my opinion, of the bands that I know from my generation, most of them are from Southern Ontario. Whether it was like Billy Talent, Alexis on Fire, the Arkells, whatever. You know what? You have this good of people in my kind of like. It was all in Southern Ontario. Yeah, absolutely. So, speaking of Southern Ontario, you're going to be playing a few more days with Bedouin. I think you're playing London and one in Kitchener. Only a couple days, but the one show I really noticed, it's down in the States, and it's a big ska festival. Yeah. Tell me about that. I looked at the lineup, and that's a cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, God bless the Supernova Ska Fest, and like I don't know how many ska festivals are left right now. Like there's the Victoria Ska Fest in Victoria, which is awesome. Supernova, we're just so excited to play. There's a few Canadians on there, some legends like Chris Murray. Flatliners are playing as well. We're so excited for that festival. I think it's, obviously we have a real soft spot for all forms of ska music. Ours, we usually, when we were young, we usually stopped at the two-tone movement, but as we kept going as a band, especially because we were on Stomp Records with the Planet Smashers, Matt Collier like running that label, like we became aware of the entire third wave movement, which we'd never really, I didn't really know about. Anyways, it's awesome to see that it's thriving.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a cool thing to attend. But speaking of Bedouin and playing, last night you were in Brantford at the Call Home Music Festival. So how did that go? How was the Brantford crowd?
They were incredible, actually. Yeah, we were playing some like pretty deep cuts from our albums, and people knew the words, so it was really great. The lineup was sweet too. Like Kevin Chaos playing was great. Like we grew up with like we're friends with him, but also his contribution musically is he's a legend. Walk Off the Earth we love, USS we love, so it was a great time.
Right on. Now back to back quick travel here in Sarnia. You were mentioning the Darcys are on stage right now as we speak, so you have a connection with them. They opened for you guys before.
That's right. We did the Darcys. They I don't know when we first met them, maybe in their first incarnation on Arts and Crafts. 2022 they opened all the way across Canada for us. They're really nice guys.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you what, we're really looking forward to seeing you. I think it's been about 10 years, I think, this is the last time I seen you guys live. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah. I'll let you get back and watch the Darcys. But Jay, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thanks for asking.
It was great to catch up.
Yeah, man. Thank you.